and welcoming you to the call. In just a moment, we're going to get started. Again, I definitely recommend as you're joining the call, don't be shy. Go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so that I can officially welcome you to the call tonight. It is going to be a power-packed call, so definitely make sure that you have your energy ready to receive. Make sure you have your pens and notepads ready because you're definitely going to want to take notes. You might have a question or two that you want to jot down as well. So go ahead and make sure you're in position to do that. I see we have Heather chiming in from Katy, Texas. Welcome to the line tonight, Heather. We have Carla Wynn chiming in from Maryland. Vanita from San Diego. Welcome to the line tonight. Again, we have a moment or two before we get started. So as you are jumping onto the call, again, don't be shy. Go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat. Go ahead and take these last few moments to reach out to anyone who is going to be joining you on the call tonight to make sure they don't miss a moment of the call. So as you are just now jumping onto the line, go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat so that I can welcome you to the call tonight. All right. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, as you are jumping onto the call, don't be shy. Go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from. I see we have Laura chiming in from South Carolina. Welcome to the call tonight, Laura. We have just another moment or so before we get started. So if you haven't already done so, get yourself to a quiet place. Make sure you have your pens, your paper, your notepad, your iPad, whatever it is that you use to take notes. Make sure you got your coffee, your water, your tea, whatever you need to help stay focused on the lines tonight. Again, and most importantly, make sure you have your energy and your mindset ready to receive what our speaker is going to be sharing with you here in just a quick moment. So again, guys, buckle your seatbelts. I know that you are going to be fired up and excited, just like I am on the line tonight. I see we have Sabrina chiming in from Houston, Texas. Welcome to the call tonight. All right. Again, ladies and gentlemen, got another moment or two before we get started. So I want to welcome everybody to the call this evening. For those of you just now jumping on, my name is Carly Gwynn. I am chiming in tonight from Orlando, Florida. Super excited to be your host tonight and welcome you guys to the call. So if you haven't already done so, go ahead and drop your name and where you're chiming in from in the chat. And actually, I will go ahead at this moment and turn the call over to Miss Heather Duggar. Please take it away, ma'am.
Hello. Thank you, Carly. Thank you so much for introducing everybody. Thank you, everyone, for being on and taking the time that out of your busy schedules. And we have a lot of information to give. And I don't want to waste a lot of time on this, but we have an awesome speaker. He has actually come out of retirement. He's a family man, a military man. He's run several million-dollar businesses, and he's actually come out of retirement to start a new one. And so it's very, very exciting. So I do want to, to turn it over to Mr. Samuel Bean. He is very, very knowledgeable, and I learned something new every time I listen to him. So I'm excited.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. And I'm excited as well because we get a chance to now launch this text campaign for all of your associates that you actually that you consult. And so this is a beautiful situation. And so, ladies and gentlemen, again, like you said, this is Samuel Bean. Definitely excited about each and every last one of you guys being here with us today. We know that
Mr.
you
Bean, Mr.
yes,
Bean, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you, sir, but we can't see you.
really. Okay, let me see here. Well, a video won't stop no show. How about that? So again, anytime you're going to do something amazing, you're always going to be confronted by violent opposition. So you get a chance to see my beautiful wife. So focus on her while you hear my voice. All right. And so this is what we're going to do. We'll go ahead and definitely get into this, into the meat and potatoes of why we're here today. And, tonight, we're talking about our business model, which is collaborate, right? But we're talking about it from a tax perspective. Right? And so when you look at the industry of taxation. You have a lot of tax strategists, a lot of tax preparers, a lot of CPAs, tax attorneys. You have a lot of people who do business in the tax realm. And when you look at the clients, the clients are looking for one thing and one thing only: illegal tax deductions and tax write-offs. But they want the max. They don't want to pay anything over what they are required to pay. And so when you look at the people who actually do taxes for them, we're going to put you in a position where not only will you be able to service them and give them exactly what they want, but because what you offer them is going to be so valuable, they'll never leave you. And I'm gonna just say this: no pun intended, no play on words. And by doing so, you'll see that you'll actually end up with the big return when it's all said and done. So again, tax, this is where we're at today, guys. Collaborate is who we are when it comes to this business model. And as you can see right there, the wealth creation blueprint for tax professionals. Your clients will show you the ultimate loyalty because you will show them the ultimate value. Now, when you come to some objectives rather, you always want to see what is the big play here. And my goal is to introduce you guys to our plug and play model, which means that as a professional, you have a lot of work to do. You have a lot of different people that you serve. Some of you guys are just finishing up the April 15th deadline, but you're still doing your late people. And so we get it. The one thing you don't want to do is add something else to your table. So for those of you who are extremely busy, we actually take the referrals and your resources. We do all the work, 100% of the work for you, and you get 100% of the bonuses, the benefits, and commissions. Okay. So I want to show you how to blueprint a six-figure subscription model. And that's going to be one of the hot topics of the evening. And one of the things that a lot of our tax professionals are extremely excited about when they hear that. And then introduce our tax professionals to the tax write-off of their clients' dreams. Okay. So when you're in business, you want to know who you're in business with. And here are three of the five individuals that are responsible for bringing this company to you guys. And two of them are, in a position where they're running other companies and they can't be the face of ours. But for the ones who can, the CEO, Winston Navarro, you see, he's a very powerful individual when it comes to sales, over $1 billion in sales, a serial entrepreneur, but has a huge heart. And I'll get deeper into that a little bit. JC Rangel, the president and partner of the company, he has a lot of experience in sales, and he has a couple of categories that he's mastered that he's brought on partners in a relationship with top five companies to our company. Myself, my wife and I, we've had a level of measurable success. We've actually created seven-figure income portfolios in three different industries, and that's because we sit at the feet of people who are extremely knowledgeable in the industries that we participated in, and plus, they taught us how to just be business people. Period. So we love to share that information with the people who we do business with. Now, when it comes to Build, what is Build? And that's the name of the company. It's the name of the network, and it is a innovative home essential services brokerage that where we help entrepreneurs and business owners diversify by giving them access to several different services from companies with recognizable brands who we have partnered with. Okay, so you'll see that the people who we partner with are going to be extremely valuable to you and going to play a very big role in your clients, being able to participate in this program going forward. And Build also has a part-time and full-time sales career along with options, to build a sales force. Now, the sales force, when we look at that, in most cases, when it comes to tax pros, I have a young lady in Dallas, and she has 17,000 clients. She has 8 offices, so she has a sales, cabinet, of office people who own those offices, right? So she's going to take full advantage of this, and I will show you how you can as well. Hey, customer satisfaction, supported sales force, and protecting our brand, your brand, are our concerns. Okay, and so in doing so, we only partner with top five companies that have great track records when it comes to customer service. Now, when it comes to the biggest reason why people don't make money, it's because their ego. Okay. And when you look at that word EGO, edging goals out, okay, you look at this list of people who say, hey, look, I want to make sure I hit my goals. And if it requires me partnering with other people, I'm going to do that. Okay. Look at people like Hewlett and Dave Packard. look what they did. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. See what they did with Apple. Bill Gates and Paul Allen, Microsoft, and Warren Buffett and the late great Charlie Munger. When it comes to Berkshire Hathaway, these are individuals who created big time industries, big time companies, and made a name for themselves together. Okay. And look at all of these. I'm not going to go through all of these, but you recognize these brands. Okay, all of these are billion-dollar brands that could have stood the test of time on their own. Like Spotify, they didn't have to do business with Starbucks and Uber because they had over 239 million subscribers already and 635 million users. Okay, Apple didn't need Nike, and Nike didn't need Apple. Louis Vuitton didn't need BMW, vice versa. Puma didn't need Rihanna, right? But they felt like they could do a whole lot more and give value to each other's brand if they partner. That's why you're here today, because we feel like we can give you that extra push that pushes you over the top and separates you from your category competition. Okay, but when you look at the real reasons why you want to partner with Bill, guys, you want to expand in all 50 states. You don't want to just do business in the state that you're in. I see people who are here in Texas. Yeah, well, guess what? Business is bigger outside of Texas. Now you have business that you can do all over the 50, all over the 50 states, not just taxation, but others that I'll introduce you to. Diversify by adding essential services to your ecosystem, just multiple streams of income. Okay, you become like the Apple of business. Apple has so many different things that they offer, and so do we. Okay, you override your client purchases. Anything that they purchase within the system, you actually make a commission off of that subscription-based portfolio. Going to show you how to actually take that subscription and run it to six figures and beyond. Okay, and then 100% transparency through your private partner portal, which means that anytime you put a transaction in that system or a person in that system, you'll be able to track it and follow it all the way through to completion. Okay, and then you want to maintain your day to day without being disrupted. So the key to this is, again, going back to you being a busy professional, right? And us not taking you away from your day to day. Okay, you having a system and a service and a resource working on your behalf in your absence. Okay, so why your clients will participate. Okay, when you look at the ultimate tax write-offs, guys, we talking about a business in a box. A lot of things that people have used in the past, don't work anymore these days. Like borrowing your niece or borrowing your nephew, right? Borrowing your neighbor's kid, so you can get a bigger tax break. That's not going to work anymore. And then you have people who they looked at companies like when I was making millions of dollars in coffee, we work with people who were tax pros, and what they did was they put their people in the coffee business, right? And they were allowed to write that business off. But a lot of their clients didn't sell coffee. A lot of their clients didn't like coffee, and so some of them stuck around because they made the money from the tax returns, but it wasn't pleasurable for them. It wasn't something that they can be excited about. So we have that. Okay. Now refer for and pay no more. They refer four people to the service, and guess what? The $99 a month monthly overhead for their company goes away. So now they are operating a company that they get the write off in its totality for free on an annual basis. Okay. Travel and Vacation Club, guys, I'm gonna go over this and talk about the deep discounts and the hotels and resorts, talk about the curated trips. I'm gonna talk about the free anniversary, the tree trip you get every year on your anniversary. But when they see that as well, they're going to be able to write those trips off after they've actually experienced the huge discounts. Okay. And then commissions. So they're going to get commissions on their personal purchases. Anything they buy, remember, they're in business to sell. Even though they're not coming in here to sell anything. They're coming in here to get the tax deductions. They're coming in here to get the write-offs, right? They're coming in here to be legal and go out here and put all the money that Uncle Sam expects to come to them, okay, back in their household. Okay? But if they do make any purchases, make any sales, any referrals, they get paid on every last one of them. Okay. Then the Smart Money Club, again, this is one of those things where those individuals have access to when it comes to credit, business and personal credit resources to help them get better. They have resources, for them, for financial advisors available for them. They have resources for insurance, like IULs, how to be your own bank and be your own boss. A lot of different resources that we have for them in our Smart Money Club, right? Along with the Build Academy. Now, the Build Academy, that's going to be the future of money. That's going to be education when it comes to blockchain stuff, cryptocurrency, forex trading, DePIN, DeFi, AI, Web3, all of that good stuff. So they'll have access to 100% of that stuff, whether they use it or not. They'll have access to it. Okay, so it's extremely valuable for them. That's why they're going to want to get themselves on board. Now, when it comes to collaborating over competition, there are two, dynamics or demographics I want to focus on here today that you can partner with. One is the obvious, other tax pros. Okay, you can partner with other tax specialists, tax strategists, CPAs, preparers, and more. 167 million people, filed taxes in 2023. So, says one of the resources I checked. There are over 265,000 guys, almost 266,000 people employed in tax preparation services in 2024. So that's a batch of people that you actually have access to tap into. Okay? And so when it comes to them wanting to partner with you, that's a really nice pool of people. Now, you can also partner with home service pros. Okay. We have over 130 households, 130 million households in the US, guys, that, a lot of them are your clients. Okay. And so when you look at the fact that, nearly 1 million global companies cater to homeowners and approximately 150 unique industries and sub industries cater to homeowners, now you can open up to other professionals, some of which you actually have as clients, right? Who are roofers, who are realtors, who are brokers, who are, landscapers in whatever they do in and around that arena. If they're your clients, guys, you're now opening the floodgates for them to be able to partner with you as well. So the clients, the products that I was telling you that we have here that your people have access to buy or sell, right? And that's not the intent that we're communicating with them. And again, this is just available for them, at their leisure or at the moment where they may need it. Guys, when they actually sell solar, residential solar, or buy residential solar for themselves, they're going to get a commission of somewhere between $6,000 to $10,000 based on the system. Okay, if they sell solar, when it comes to commercial, $40,000 to $100,000 when it comes to solar commercial. They buy alkaline system for their home. Okay, they get that commission somewhere between $1,000 to $2,000. Okay, and then if something happens to their roof, like here in Houston, we keep a hurricane back pocket, guys. If in Texas, the north of Texas is in Hurricane Alley, Tornado Alley, rather, and they get a lot of hail and hailstorms. So, you have clients that will get hit by sleet, hail, windstorm, rain, hurricanes, all this good stuff, which is actually bad stuff. But when they have to make a claim on their roof, they don't have to go and call another company to come and get a quote. They can have somebody from our company go out here and give them a quote. And guess what? They can actually get part of that commission, half of it, if not all of it. Okay. So that's a big deal. $2,000 to $4,000 on getting a brand new roof that's being paid by their insurance. And then commercial, if anybody moves any commercial roofing, 30,000 to 45,000. Okay. If they buy security, $400 to $700 per sale when it comes to Ripple, ADT, and Brinks. And then these are the things I talked about earlier when it comes to Smart Money Club. Again, they have access to all of that, as well as the Aventi Travel Club. The travel and vacation club, guys, is hot. Loving it big time. Now, 3 steps to 4 figures. I'm going to actually change this slide here because when you look at this slide here, I want to make sure that it's going to be going toward the subscriptions. Okay, but you pique a person's interest. Okay, and when you're piquing a person's interest, it's really really simple. You're just letting them know that you have a unique way to bring extreme value and huge write-offs and deductions to them. Okay, in the form of the business tax breaks in a box. Okay. Two, what you do is you send it over to them in either, the bullet points that we print out for you, or you and I, or you can actually create a video, right? Detailing it and then just send that one video to everybody who you pique their interest. Then three, what they do is you send them the link for them to enroll and we onboard them. And then four, we repeat. Okay. And What we're doing is now just building your subscriber base towards six figures. Okay. Now, when it comes to a person who is actually buying a house or buying a solar system or selling a solar system, okay, here's one of the situations that we find one of our EXP realtors in. Now, he's in Florida. He used a script that we gave him for his homeowners. Okay. They actually piqued their interest, gave them the benefits. They sat down one of our experts, and the person went from paying $410 a month on solar or well, on utilities to $290 a month. It went down, replaced the big bill with the small bill. Okay, that bill was always going to be at that price, never to increase, but one day to actually go away. Okay, and the homeowner, I'm sorry, the homeowner got the deal, but the expert who did the transaction for the realtor got 4,100, and the realtor got 4,100 as well. Okay. So when it comes to people who actually go out and contact their customers and say, hey, look, now that we have you, in our system, okay, you can actually do, you can actually sell other things that we have, or you can just have one of your staff members or have one of your VAs or one of your sales reps in one of your offices make phone calls, letting everybody know that you now have a solar division. Okay. And so when you look at, and I use solar as an example here because that's one of the hottest things that we have going. Uh, 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours a week. Okay. And you're making a couple of phone calls, maybe 15, 20, 30 minutes a day or at a time. You set 2 to 5 appointments per week. We close 3 solar deals a month. That's over $10,000 a month. That's over six figures a year that way. Okay. Now, when it comes to the subscriptions, this is what I was talking about when I'm talking to the strategists and people who have clients, 500 clients, 1,000 clients, 5,000 clients, whatever they have. When they start seeing the numbers and what the numbers look like on the residual side, this is where they get real creative and they get extremely excited. Okay, so when you look at the number one fastest growing demographic or book of business today, it's the subscription-based books of business. Okay, when you look at going back to COVID, yeah, you had people who were victims of COVID, where you had 30,000 companies closed down here in the U.S. and millions of people lost their homes, and in doing so, you had people stuck. And if you didn't have any residual income coming in, as it was a bad time for you. Okay? And so a lot of people now made sure that they added residual income to their portfolios. So if and when anything like that was to ever happen again, they would be covered. So like you had this year, in the last 90 days, over 100,000 people, almost 150,000 people lost their jobs. Okay. I'm just telling you, a lot of those people did not have residual income. Okay. Some of them did. And those ones that did, they were extremely excited that they did. Okay. So cutting that, bringing that back here. And when you look at our, key to retention and security, guys, the members acquisition tiers, Broker 500 basically is just 20 people, 20 members, and you're at $500 a month. Okay, Broker 1000 basically is 50 members, $1,000 a month residually. Okay, Broker 2000, okay, that's what 110 people. So, and I'll get you guys the numbers right when it comes to the tiers. And but you can see here, you can literally build yourself up to Broker 8,000, which is if you for those some of you who have 500 clients, 500 clients to get you 10 grand a month, guys. And that's you see 8,000 there, but matching bonuses and everything else on your agencies, other offices and things that may participate with you. Those that puts you in a six-figure situation right away. Okay. So past, future, present clients, they all need what we have. Okay. They all want what we have and they can all use what we have. And you become the person who delivers it to them. And we do the work with you and for you. Okay. So, with that being said, you just want to ask yourself, what did you like best about what you saw today? And that's your answer. And that's, when you get that answer, sit on it. All right. And then ask yourself, how can you see this benefiting your company, okay, and your clients? Then lastly, why would you do business and collaborate with us? Okay. Why would you? Now, putting a button on it. This is this last slide here that shows you how simple it is for all of our tax pros to go ahead and onboard with us. when you actually launch your brokerage, guys, you're on board with your partner fee of $199, and that $199 is only good for about 45 to 60 days. We're going to increase it to $499. Okay, but you'll be grandfathered in to everything that we have and everything that we will have going forward. Okay, we have it at that rate right now because we want to make sure we actually build up a base real fast. Okay, now we're going to do a launch consultation with the senior partner, and that's either going to be myself and Heather, or myself in case Heather is actually occupied. You actually access your travel club, which with the free annual vacation, guys. Every year, 4 to 5 star vacation stay, anywhere from $1,500 to $5,000. Value wise, when you think about a person who's only paying $99 a month, to operate a company and show the IRS that they have an intent to make a profit, that's $1,200 a year. Think about this for a second. As when your customers look at this, your clients look at this, and they see that I'm investing $1,200, a year, right? And if I make $100,000, they take 37,000 away. And if I have max tax write-offs, I can get 50% of that back. So basically, I'm investing $1,200 a month in my business to get $17,000 back, and then get huge discounts when I travel. I can still buy anything that I sell and get the commission from it. It's just a win-win situation. They're going to give me a $1,500 to $5,000 trip every year for being a member that I'm still going to write off as business. As again, your people, this is a rejection-proof situation for your clients. See, they like you, they trust you, they know you already, and so when they see this, they're gonna really and truly love you. Okay, so you get your access to the Smart Money Club benefits that I talked about in passing, and now collaborate with 4 guys, and you pay no more. So that $99 I talked about goes away. Okay, they bring on 4 people. You bring, just like you bring on 4 people, 4 members, as you will. That $99 a month goes away right away. Okay. Then you take the in-house certification, and it's just not a test that you can fail. Actually, it's probably about 13 3-minute videos, 2 3-minute videos with a multiple choice. And if you get it wrong, you just answer it. And it's only designed to give you common knowledge of what it is that we offer. Okay. Access your support and chats and communities, access customer benefits and your unique scripts. We'll give you that when it comes to all of the benefits for your clients. Okay. And then we're going to allow you to add your past clients to your free Drip CRM. That Drip CRM is our version of Go High Level, just on steroids. Okay. Has the AI and everything else that they have and some. It's normally $99 a month. Okay. But that's waived based on the fact that, again, this is our introductory period. This is what we're doing right now to get the word out. We want people to come in, experience what we have, and so they can go out and tell everybody else. Okay. Access to the Builders VIP Lounge, and this is elite education. This is trainings done by people who you can actually learn from to take your game to another level as well, doing what you do for a living. Okay. So with that, what I want to do right now is I'm going to stop this share, and I want to bring Heather back up real quick here as we put a button on it, and have her address our audience before we leave today.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the valuable information. I mean, that's so much, and it seems like a no-brainer for anyone to not take, not to consider this at all and take advantage of what you actually have to offer. So I love it. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for your time. I appreciate everyone.
Mhm. No problem. And guys, this is what I would suggest you do. For those of you who have any questions about anything, you have Heather's information. Okay. Those of you who were invited by Heather, Heather has my information as well. So you can get my number from her, and we can communicate, get all your questions answered. And if it's a fit for you, we rock, we roll, we go out here, we make it happen. If it's not, then guess what? We wish you well in anything that you're doing right now going forward. And just let Heather know if anything that we offer fits what fits a need in your home, and we'll do business with you. So take care, guys. We'll see you guys at the top, see you guys at the bank, see you guys at the beach. Great job, Heather. And guys, we'll rock out later.
Thank
Take
you.
care. Bye bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye.